world champion kickboxer, pimp, mafia-associated criminal. Like, I've got all this stuff and everyone's like, who is this dude? Like, surely it can't all be true. It's all true. One weekend of pampering later, Mattress is trying to frame me, but God knows the truth. There's no evidence in my file because I've done nothing wrong. Everybody knows I'm innocent. They charge me with garbage because they have nothing. There are no victims. I've done nothing wrong. When you get to a certain level of fame, you either put on a dress or you go to jail. And I'm happy to make my choice, which is jail every single time. It's all hilarious, bro. It's a joke. Human trafficking for TikTok. The whole thing's a joke. What makes Andrew Tate, once hailed as an icon of masculinity, now merely living on borrowed time? Andrew Tate has become a name mercilessly dissected by the internet. A fractured brand, a collapsing image, and a man who has almost single-handedly destroyed everything he once built. From controversies surrounding scam coins and aggressive live stream rants, buy more, buy more, buy more, buy more, to rumors spreading like wildfire across social media, Tate has become the focal point of criticism and more abandoned than ever. From the pinnacle of fame, where millions called him the alpha male, Tate has now turned into a widely mocked figure on the internet, enduring relentless criticism and facing the disintegration of the brand he painstakingly built. But how did everything collapse so quickly? What turned a social media king into the target of ridicule? This video will uncover every detail, every hidden corner, and the secrets few dare to speak about. We have plenty to discuss, so let's get started. Andrew Tate is now merely a shadow of his former self. To understand why a seemingly invincible brand crumbled so quickly, we must rewind the tape back to the years of glory where the seeds of tragedy were sown. Once a four-time world kickboxing champion, Tate was hailed by millions as an icon of strength and grit. He amassed tens of millions of followers across social media, dominating platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, becoming one of the most controversial yet undeniably prominent figures on the planet. Beyond that, Tate built an online empire worth tens of millions of dollars, where millions of young men eagerly paid to hear his lessons on getting rich and becoming an alpha male and being a member of our school and being offered a bank account with a credit card with a $1,000 limit. Right? That's not money for wasting. There will be a guide with that credit card and that $1,000 limit of how to use it, how to spend it, how to pay it off, how to increase your credit rating in the real world. The nickname Top G became a global brand. For many, it symbolized an extreme, untouchable version of masculinity, and Tate knew exactly how to exploit it. His strategy was simple but chillingly effective, selling a dream. For just a few dozen dollars, anyone could join an online course, buying into the illusion that they were on a path to dominate life. Millions bought in, turning Tate into a rare phenomenon in the internet world. I am working with the SEC so that the real-world token could be launched as a security. The goal is that you can buy the token and own a percentage of the school. So imagine you sign up for the real world. You start to make money. You focus on your tasks. Then you can invest that money in the real-world token and get paid every single month a monthly dividend from the profits of the school. But then that glory didn't collapse from a punch in the ring, but from a fall in real life. In December 2022, Tate was arrested in Romania on serious charges related to illegal activities. The bizarre pizza box detail became a global anecdote, a mocking symbol of his downfall. From that point, he was placed under house arrest, barred from leaving Romania, yet still sat in front of cameras continuing to sell a dream he no longer controlled. And then the public realized the sex scandal was just the beginning. The real storm came from darker corners, scam coin controversies, aggressive live stream rants, and hidden secrets. These were the ticking bombs that one by one detonated, pushing Andrew Tate from Top G to a living testament of a self-destructing brand. But the scandals didn't stop there. As the first cracks appeared, the name CoffeeZilla, a YouTuber renowned for exposing shady financial schemes, emerged as Tate's arch-nemesis. Ah yes, the normal reaction for people who don't care, melting down on Twitter about how not worried you are. We'll come to Tate's mental breakdown in a moment, but you should know this isn't Tate and I's first run-in. He didn't like it when I exposed his get-rich-quick scheme over a year ago, but this time Tate stepped into my territory. Said he was going to launch a cryptocoin. A war of words erupted. Tate responded with his trademark arrogance, claiming to be a victim of the Matrix, manipulated by the media, but that arrogance backfired. It only made the audience more curious. They flocked to CoffeeZilla's channel, eagerly watching each takedown video, as if it were a gripping TV drama. This is my statement to you, CoffeeZilla. I guarantee I drink more coffee than you. I accidentally leaked your email address. Now everyone's calling you. Okay, I regret nothing I've ever done. For every single person who can show me they have emailed CoffeeZilla and call them gay, I will buy daddy. I accidentally beat your email address. And CoffeeZilla knew how to capitalize on that attention. The more people tuned in, the more evidence he revealed. From Tate's involvement in scam coin projects to a business model bluntly called a digital pyramid scheme. Each detail stripped away the glossy image Tate had built. Every time Tate fired back thinking he could silence the critics, it had the opposite effect. It only poured fuel on the fire. A perfect spiral of attention unfolded. The more Tate deflected, the more reason CoffeeZilla had to dig deeper, and the more the public reveled in watching a top G turn himself into a source of entertainment. From that moment, Tate's image was no longer that of a masculine icon, but a public spectacle where every misstep was live-streamed, dissected, and mocked. The once alpha male became a living meme, spreading at breakneck speed. The bitter irony is that this scandal didn't dim his spotlight. On the contrary, it drew even more eyes to him. But the brighter the light shone, the more it exposed the contradictions. An alpha male ridiculed through parody edits. A man of steel facing mockery from the online community. And that was the fatal blow. The first crack on the path to Andrew Tate's complete downfall. Because this is only the prelude. Beyond the antics of memes and verbal sparring, a greater storm is brewing. One involving cryptocurrency promises of wealth and the return of CoffeeZilla. No longer to mock, but to investigate suspicions of shady financial activities as per CoffeeZilla's analysis. After the controversy surrounding mocking memes, Andrew Tate quickly ventured into a more attention-grabbing arena, cryptocurrency. Notably, he had previously publicly dismissed crypto as a cheap scam. Are you going to launch your own crypto? No, I'm never launch crypto. I just like to crypto because crypto Twitter are believed the biggest degenerate losers on the planet. They're losers. Crypto is the only scenario I can think of where you can make a whole bunch of money while benefiting societies.